Hello. Are you going through a painful situation? Today we're going to be talking about just painful situations and how to get through them, what will help and what will help you and what you can do to really step it up. It's hot. I'm just going to open my door. Okay, so let's talk about painful situations. Let's talk about situations that are so painful, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's financial, you're struggling financially, whether it's mistakes, rejection, or cringe situations, whether it's whatever. I read it people pleasing, sickness, whatever the difficult situation is. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we can do to get through it. Let's talk about how to deal with it, because I know it can be really, really, really hard. So let's just get into it. I'm going to be cooking in this car, but I kind of feel all right about it. It's okay. All right, so the first step is you have to slow down and just go through it. I know it can be really painful, but you just have to slow down and go through it. Go through every single inch of pain. Go through every single lonely moment, every single moment where you don't feel good enough, every single moment when you're replaying whatever you're going through. You have to go through it. You have to slow down and go through it, because the only way to get to the other side is through. It's not around. It's not over. It's through the mud. Imagine a really muddy area and you kind of want to go over the bridge, or you want to go, but you have to go through, because that's where you learn. That's where you grow, is by going through the pain, going through the season, going through whatever that you're going through, because you will come out strong on the other side. Trust me. I feel like everything that I talk about, I either been through, go through, or are going through. And I'm talking from an experience level in a way, as in you're not alone, and we all go through it. And I think that was a major thing that I used to believe, is I used to think I was alone. It was just me, and nobody understood, and what's going on, and what do I do, and what's this and what's that. And it gets really, really crazy. Okay, so step one is evaluate. Evaluate the emotion, evaluate the feeling, evaluate the situation that you're going through. Whether it's heartbreak, the situation that you're evaluating could be loneliness, or just triggers, or hurt, or what is this, or what happened, or what this, any single thing that you're going through with what happened, with any situation of the ones that I list. If I didn't list any that you're going through, this still is the same thing. I can't sit here and think about everything, but I think evaluate the situation, evaluate the mistake, evaluate when you felt like an idiot, evaluate when you did something that was cringe. Really evaluate it and think about it and meditate on it and go through it, because just like I said, slow down and really go through the situation. Being in it is going to help you. I remember, I'm just trying to think. I remember just feeling so lonely, and especially when you come out of a relationship, you feel so lonely, and I had to really sit there and think, how are you feeling? Oh, I feel lonely. Or maybe this is the time we used to talk all the time, and oh, this is this and this is that. And when I really evaluated that, it helped me to sit there and be in it and overcome it, instead of just being sad. Because sometimes when you're just sad and you're just sitting there crying, it's you don't really know why you're sad, or you're not trying to figure it out. So you're just going to be in it, and then it'll pass, and then it'll happen again, but nothing's changed or nothing's happened. So it's just slow down, evaluate. And once you're evaluated in any situation, then it can help you get out of it, or get over it, should I say. And it's not easy, but you have to go through the pain, and you have to think about what's making you, whether it's a mistake. If it was a really bad mistake, you have to think about the mistake, think about the decision that you made, think about what you learned from it. You have to just be in it and do it. I know it's not easy, but yeah. Okay, the second thing that you should do, that is good to do now and forever, for these problems or future problems, would be, sorry, I'm looking everywhere, would be don't run. When hard situations come up, when you start to feel sad, or when you start to feel anxious, when you start to feel overwhelmed by the season, don't run. Just be in it. Feel them. Cry if you have to. Scream if you have to. Do anything that you have to release yourself from the emotion that you're feeling, because you have to get it out. I remember I would hold in my tears. I wouldn't want to cry. I would just be I would go listen to music. I would go for a run. I would go for a walk. I would go work out. I would eat something. I would do everything but do what I had to do. But when I just cried, when I just let it out, when I just acknowledged that I'm going through this hard time, it helped me heal. It helped me to move forward. It helped me to be strong. It helped me to like learn myself. It helped me to be vulnerable and remember that vulnerability is good. Vulnerability is what we need, you know. And it's cracking up. This all makes me look like I'm sweating. Wow. It's going to be a hot, sweaty video, but that is okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Yeah. And I think, what was I saying? Yeah, cry, release everything. And make sure what you're doing to help you release is productive. Make sure what you're doing to help you release is productive. Because you don't want to run to drugs. You don't want to run to men. You don't want to run to food. You don't want to run to just distract yourself, because it's not going to help in the long run. You're going to stay in that place of pain and you're going to go round and round in circles like every single time. So you have to just chill. You have to just be. You have to just experience. You have to be productive. You have to be strong with your decisions and strong with like doing things to help you release that emotion, doing things to help you acknowledge that emotion, doing those things to slow down and be in that emotion. You have to do it. Amen. Okay, the next point. These are kind of going to be pretty quick, because these are like, we don't have to drag the point. We just have to get it out, be free, do what we have to do. The next point is prayer. Like, pray. Whether you're Christian or not, whether you believe in Jesus or not, whether you believe in God or not, pray. Like, literally pray. Sit there and talk to him. Talk about your frustration. Talk about how angry you are. Talk about how sad you are. Talk about how trying the season is. Talk about all of these things. And I guarantee, I promise you, I absolutely promise you that he will comfort your heart. He will strengthen you. He will give you the strength to do what you need to do. He will give you the strength to do what you need to do. And if you don't believe in him, ask him to show you. Ask him to like show you something. The fact that he will comfort you, and you'll be like, you'll feel his presence. Ask him to show you his presence. Ask him to comfort you. Ask him to be like, you could even be, I'm not saying being angry and yell at God. Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, get honest with him. Be like, you know what? I don't believe in you. I don't this, I don't that. And I promise you, he will come through, he will speak to you, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, he's for real. So pray. Like, I think this is the most powerful one, especially as a woman of God, as a Christian. This is the most powerful one that I have done and experiences. When I've been going through hard times, when I cry out to Jesus, when I get everything out, my frustrations, my anger, everything, he comforts me. He helps me. When I read the word, he reveals truths to me. He reveals things to me that really help me out. And it changed my life. And he's so real to me. And prayer is so important, because prayer is like equivalent to communication. When you're in a relationship and you are communicating with your partner, prayer and talking to God is like the same thing. So know that's a major, and it is very crucial. And just get everything out, which is a main one. And I think the last one, this is the last one, last but not least, but also not too crazy in order. What a hot video. Like, what a hot video. The last one is vision. Write a vision, write a plan, write your dream life, write your dream relationship, write your dream job, write your dream body, write your dream anything, because God wants what is best for you. Imagine in the Garden of Eden, when he created the earth, he created the Garden of Eden, right? Everything was so beautiful and amazing. They even had gold and everything in there. And Adam and Eve in there, he wanted them to multiply and do what they do. So it's like, he wants the best for you and for me. So I think you have to have a vision, because sometimes hard things in life can stop you and make you feel like, oh, this is it, or this was that, or I'm never going to find someone else, or I'm never going to do this, or this and that. It's like, no, that's not the truth. Write down your dream life, your dream anything. Write that down, and that's your portion. That's how your life is meant to be. Everything happens for a reason, and we go through hard things because it builds us stronger, and we figure out who we are. We learn who we are. We learn what we want. We learn what we don't want. We grow as people. I was like, I was watching The Flash yesterday, and you know, in The Flash, I don't know if you guys have seen the Marvel movie Flash, the fast guy. And anyway, like The Flash, so I think his mum was murdered and the dad got framed for it. So he basically lost 2 parents in like a week. But anyway, and he goes back in time because he's trying to like save his parents. He's trying to figure it out for his dad. But you know, when he goes back in time, his other self is there, the self that kind of grew up with the parents. And when they were both sitting on the bed, like his other self, the one that grew up with the parents, was like so immature and just so like and then he was like sitting on the bed, and I was looking at him like you're absolutely amazing, like the man that you've become. I'm not saying that like, oh, it's so good that tragedy happened. No, but like, he wouldn't be the Flash, he wouldn't be a superhero, he wouldn't be able to help people, he wouldn't be able to do what he did if he didn't, like, if he hadn't gone through what he went through and actually became more. So it's just a different perspective that I got, and it really hit me like, yeah, like you become strong, you become your truest, strongest, authentic self when you go through pain. Pain is not easy. I still want to avoid pain, but I've realized, and I've come to a realization that everything happens, and you have to choose, and you have to be strong, you have to be productive, you have to lean in the right direction to make that beneficial change for yourself, so you can become better, you can be stronger, you can do better, and you can live your dream life. And that's what's really important. And you don't want to be stuck. Everyone goes through pain, but everyone experiences it differently. You know, people go through pain and people change their life for the better, and then they're living their dream life. And then people go through pain and they're stuck in cycles. They're in addiction. They're just stuck in wrong relationships. They're stuck. They don't even know who they are. They're just broken. And it's up to us to make the right decision in the right direction to do better. Yeah. So that is pretty much everything. I pray that this blessed you. I pray that it made sense. I pray I didn't get too hot and just start mumbling and jumbling my point. Just go through every minute of it. It's not easy, but it's just a season. I remember being in hard seasons, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, I literally cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I didn't even want to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's how bad it was. I was like, I can't do it. But